Hello. All right, so for today's homework or for today's notes, we're going to, this is page 5, so page 5 in your packet. We're going to be doing this bottom question right here, so I'm going to do the rest of this page for you guys. So if we look, it says System 3 representation, graphs, equations, and tables, table representation. So again, we're dealing with two different companies. We're going to be dealing with this a lot. All right, so just bear with us or bear with me as we go through this. So Gym Muscles charges a $40 sign-up fee and $20 per month. Per month means that this is going to be my X. All right, same thing here. Per month, this is going to have an X. All right, so the reason why we have two tables is because we have two companies. So for this company, I'm going to label this Gym Muscles, and this one's going to be Gym Slim. All right. And question number 1 is telling us, carefully read the story above about the cost of the gyms and fill in the missing values in the table below. And we'll get to that in a second. So what I want is to figure out the difference between these two gyms. So creating a table, just like creating a graph, this is probably beneficial as well. I like being able to use tables when it comes to comparing, because sometimes you guys can get the answers or you can at least see a pattern. All right. So since we're dealing with months, we can deal with 0, 1, 2, 3. So for months, we're going to deal with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing over on the other side. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to be comparing the two. So again, this side we're going to be dealing with Gym Muscles. So it tells us that we have to pay $40 when we sign up and then $20 per month. So at 0 months just as I walk in the door, I'm going to be spending $40. All right. After that, it's going to be $20 plus $40 that I already spent for the first cost. All right. And the reason why it's 20 is because it's $20 per month. So after 2 months, I'm going to be dealing with 20 times 2 plus the $40 to sign up. All right. So again, 20 times 3 plus the $40. 20 times 4 plus the $40. And 20 times 5 plus the $40. I wish that this had kind of like what the other one had, where we were able to see have a process and a total, the 3 columns. So what I'm going to do on the side is I'm going to put the answers. So 40 is just 40, so I'm going to put a 40 there. 20 plus 40 is 60. 20 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, so this is 40 plus 40 gives me 80. 20, 40, 60, so that's times 3. 60 plus 40 is 100. And we can kind of see a pattern already. I had 40, 60, 80, 100. What do you think the next one's going to be? It should be 120. So if I do this, 20, 40, 60, 80, 80 plus 40 gives me 120. Okay, so then we can use this pattern. So 120, 140. Again, for 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100 plus 40 is 140. All right, so if we do the same thing on this side, at 0 months, we don't have a sign-up charge, so we are paying nothing. So that's kind of nice. During our first month, that's when we're going to start spending money, so that's going to be 30. For our second month, it's going to be 30 times 2. For our third month, it's going to be 30 times 3. For our fourth month, it's going to be 30 times 4. And for our fifth month, 30 times 5. Because it's $30 per month. If I wanted to know for 5 months, it would be 30 times 5. All right, find the answers for this. Well, 0 is just 0. 30 is just 30. 3 times 2 is 6 with a 0. 3 times 3 is 9 with a 0. 3 times 4 is 12 with a 0. And 3 times 5 is 15 and add a 0. All right, so looking at these numbers, can you start seeing what's going to happen if I had to graph? So we started 40, 60. So if I look at these numbers at the very beginning, this is more expensive. So mussels is more expensive. If I look at the second month, mussels is still expensive. If I look at the third month, mussels is still expensive. Looking at the fourth month, but notice the difference. This is by 20. This is by 30. This is by 40. We're starting to see that the prices are starting to come closer and closer together. So at 3 months, mussels is still expensive. However, at 4 months, they become equal, 120, 120. After that, though, notice what happens. Slim now switches spots. Now this one's more expensive. All right, so keep that in mind. See the pattern. So this, for question number 1, it's asking us for the equation for gym mussels. So again, look at our table and see the pattern. I put it so that you guys see the part that never changes should always be in the back because that's never going to change. The part that has the X, that's going to be the thing that changes. Again, we figured out that that has an X because it says per month. So my equation for this is going to be Y equals 20X plus 40. Again, we know that that's going to be an X because it says per, and if we see here, it's the part that's being multiplied by the months or the hours or whatever we're trying to figure out. For equations for Slim Jim, we look at here. Again, we didn't have anything at the very beginning, so am I going to have a y-intercept? No. It's just going to be y equals, and then it's 30 with my x. So 30x. All right? So question 2 asks, which gym costs more? Is it Gym Mussels, Gym Slim, or does it depend? Well, we kind of talked about that earlier. At the very beginning, what could we say? We could say that Mussels was the one that was more expensive if we were looking at the numbers. But after the 4th month, when they're both equal, then they switch. All right, so that's what we are going to say. We're going to say that it depends. All right, why does it depend? Well, at first, Gym Mussels is more expensive, meaning that it costs more. Until when? Until both of them equals the same at 4, until